Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your man, Big B, Brian Hanley. Welcome to Steelers Almighty pregame show, man. Look, this is for all the marbles. It's for all the marbles. The Steelers got an opportunity to win the division today, and I mean, first of all, the circumstances don't really get a whole lot more difficult than what they currently are, man. I mean, here's the scenario. Let's break it all down. Steelers are on the road. Baltimore, tough place to play, although we've won there several times here over the last 5 years. But Baltimore's still a tough place to play. Lamar Jackson playing outstanding football. They're healthy, 36 degrees and falling. So, not ideal, temperature. Not that playing in Pittsburgh is great either, but it's cold. The Steelers are without a ton of people, man. Um, But we'll break all that down and get into all that as we go through this. We get closer. So I appreciate everybody being here as always, man. I'm fired up for this football game because despite everything, I still think the Steelers have an opportunity to win. So again, we appreciate everybody being in here as always. If you want your question, rant, comment, all that good stuff up on the screen, you know how to do that. Super chats are wide open if you want to help support the channel that way. We appreciate you. Um, let's get into it. Look, first off, key matchups again. If the Steelers can somehow run the football against the Ravens, that is our best bet to try to win. Now, I still believe that we got to throw it to run it. I don't think we can just line up and just say, okay, we're just going to run the ball right down Baltimore's throat. That's not going to work. We've got to be able to be creative. Use the pass to set up the run. Now, I get it. It's going to be more difficult to throw the ball without George Pickens, but that doesn't make it impossible, people. Okay? The Steelers have other weapons that can be used. Mike Williams, I'm talking directly to you. Arthur Smith, I'm talking directly to you. Use them. It's time. It's just time. You know, we've got to stop, whatever it is for not using Mike Williams. It's time to do it. I'm also talking to Russell Wilson. Look, there were plenty of times in that football game against the Eagles that guys are running free, but they're running free over the middle. Russell Wilson's got to be able to throw the ball over the middle. It's time to do that. Yes, I understand we throw it to Freiermuth in the seam, but we got to start throwing dig routes. You know, short, shallow crosses. We got to do all of that stuff. We got to do things that we don't normally do to be able to win this game, especially when we're so short-handed. We got to be able to do that, man. Um, I I don't know. It's going to be tough, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible. Let's go over the inactives. We know George Pickens is out. That was ruled a couple of days ago. Justin Fields, same thing. He's out. Deshaun Elliott, we all pretty much knew Deshaun Elliott was going to be out. But Dante Jackson, he's also out. And the one that really surprised me, Larry Ogunjobi, he's out. I thought for sure he was going to play because he was basically a down to the wire last week. And I thought, okay, well, he's going to play this week. Nope. He's not playing this week either. The thing with George Pickens is George Pickens must really be either. Look, the conspiracy theories are saying that George Pickens got suspended. That's one. The second thing is George Pickens must be really hurt based on what we know, because why wouldn't you play him today in a game that you need to win, that you could win, and you could win the division and lock up the 3 seed? You could literally lock up the 3 seed today, and then you would have 3 weeks to rest Pickens until the playoffs started. You could rest him against Kansas City. You could rest him against the Bengals, and then play him in the first playoff game. So Pickens must really be hurt for him not to be able to go. That's what's troubling me. And not only that, remember, he got hurt on a Friday. He got hurt. Well, technically, I guess it was on Thursday. You go through the Friday walkthrough, and all of a sudden he comes up lame, and then it's a game time decision. Well, he could have played on Sunday, but the number of snaps that he was going to play, it just wasn't worth it. Okay, well, if that's the case, he'll play next week. No, he didn't play the next week. Okay, well, he'll play the week after that. No, he's not suiting up this week either. Well, what the hell's wrong? That's my thing. Is Pickens must really be hurt, unless you believe the conspiracy theory that he got suspended, which maybe he did. I don't know. He might have. Um, Either way, it's troubling. Like I said, this is the game. This is the game. The Steelers could lock it all up. That's why I thought all hands are going to be on deck. If you can go and give us something, I figured the Steelers would lay it all on the line this week because then you can rest. But guys aren't going, which leads me to believe maybe they're hurt, especially the Larry O. You know, everybody else. I mean, look, with Justin Fields' abdomen and he wasn't practicing, I think Justin Fields may have like a torn oblique or something like that. So it may be a lot worse than what, because nobody's even seen him. He's not doing nothing. So that would be bad. Pickens still can't get out there. Deshaun Elliott not doing anything. Man, it's just tough. It's just tough. Having said all of that, I still believe the Steelers have a chance today. Because if the Steelers can cause enough havoc on the defensive side of the football, they can still make plays in the passing game. Now, I know the Ravens' defense their pass defense especially, has been better over the last 4 weeks, basically since they played us a month ago. They have fixed some of those issues, but I still think they can be had. I still believe that, but we got to be creative. Look, we can't just run it, and it's gotten pretty bad the last couple of weeks. First and second down. We did an entire podcast segment Wednesday talking about how bad the Steelers are on first down. Well, we got to be good on first down today. We can't be the team that is so predictable in what we're trying to do on first down. Either outside zone or a toss on first down. No, man. Let's do some play action. Let's go down the field. Let's challenge Baltimore. Run some play action deep down the middle, crossing routes, deep crossing routes. Mix it up. Do something. It can't just be predictable. Now, saying all that, the offensive line got to come to play today. The offensive line got their butt whipped on Sunday against the Eagles. They got their ass whipped. It was ugly. They got to come and play football today. That's what needs to happen. We can't have, all these things that I keep talking about that the offense needs to do. They need to do. If the offensive line doesn't do their job, doesn't matter what we call. It literally doesn't matter. So they got to come to play today. They got to be aggressive. Now, Arthur Smith's got to help them by being aggressive with play calling. I know that. But he's got to help. And they got to do their job. Russ can't be afraid to throw the ball over the middle of the field either. Everybody's got to do their job. When you're down, everybody's got to play. It just basically got to step up. They got to step up. When you're down guys, key members, it's a problem. Because like I said, Larry O, he's out. Deshaun Elliott, he's out. Pickens out. It's Dante Jackson out. That's 3 starters on defense. 3 on a pretty good defense. So it's going to be an issue. But if we can get after Lamar, just do what we do, man. Keep him in the pocket. Make him beat us from the pocket. And I'm not saying it, I'm not that guy. Lamar, he's a running back trying to play court. No, he's not. No, he's not. Just get after him. Don't give him the escape routes. Don't let Derrick Henry get going. We've been pretty good against the run all year. Continue to do that today. Continue to do it today. And Corey Trice is going to be out there. I'm really interested to see what he can do. Because it's Corey Trice, Pierre, Beanie Bishop, opposite JPJ. Let's see what they can do. And then the key matchup, look out for Andrews and Likely. Patrick Queen, Mika Fitzpatrick, KZ. Those are going to be key matchups right there. Peyton Wilson. because you know he's going to throw the ball to those tight ends. We got to be on our P's and Q's. So we got to be on our P's and Q's. Question down here, is Minka going to be in the box? I think Minka, they're going to flip just like they did last week. Minka was down more in the box last week because Deshaun Elliott wasn't there. I think they're going to do the same thing today. You have to take away Derrick Henry first. You have to. You have to. And then on the back end, our guys got to do their job. But first and foremost, you have to take away Derrick Henry. If you don't do that, you're in for a long day. It just, period, end of story. If you're going to let Derrick Henry run for 100, 120 yards, 130 yards, the Steelers are going to get beat. That's just plain and simple. The Steelers are going to lose if that happens. And I don't mean he breaks a long run for 75, 80-yard touchdown or something, and then he averages 2 or 3 yards to carry the rest of the game, and so it makes the averages look. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if Derrick Henry averages 4.5 yards a carry, 23 carries for 135 yards, the Steelers are going to lose that football game. We can't have that happen. We just cannot have that happen. Okay? We got to be better. We got to stop that. Take care of the run and make Lamar beat us. Make him beat us. And if he does, he does. And I'm not saying he's not capable of doing it, but I mean, how many times have we seen him actually do that to us? Make him do it. Make him be super accurate. And if he does, he does. Okay, we can live with the results. But what I can't live with, Lamar has 202 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 75 yards rushing. Derrick Henry has 138 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. I won't be able to live with that because we didn't make Lamar beat us. That's the problem. And when I mean Lamar beat us, he needs to have 275 or more passing with 3 touchdowns. And Derrick Henry has 50 yards rushing. If that happens, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But you can't give them everything. You know, this is professional football. You can't take away everything. It's impossible. You just can't. And so for people try to think that from time to time, well, let's stop it all. And I get caught up in that too, man. I get caught up in man, they got 4 yards. What are we doing? No, 4 yards. It is what it is. It's National Football League. Guys are going to give up a few yards here or there. Somebody's going to catch a pass from time to time. But you got to minimize it. You got to limit it. And if the Steelers can do that, then they can win this football game. If they can play, first of all, we got to play a clean game. We can't have stupid, silly penalties. We can't have turnovers. That's the first thing. Play a clean game. We got to get out aggressive. All these slow starts, that's got to stop. That's got to stop. You know, we got to go out and play aggressively in this football game. You know, again, the last 2 games, the first 5 drives, 4 of those have been 3 and outs. That can't happen today. That can't happen today. We got to get out fast. We got to get out fast. Put some game pressure on them. Put some pressure on them, you know, and be good in the red zone. Don't be settling for field goals in the red zone. That's the quickest way to get beat. Now, I know what people are going to say. Well, we kicked 6 field goals last time and we beat them. That's true. Circumstances are different today, though. They're different. I would venture to say the Steelers aren't making 6 field goals today and are going to beat the Ravens. And those are all the points that we get. If that's all the points that we can muster is 6 field goals, I don't think the Steelers are going to win. Now, I don't think the game is going to be some big blowout. Heck, you all know me. I already made my prediction. Having said that, first of all, I don't think the Steelers are going to get 6 field goals. So we got to get some touchdowns. And it would be great if we got a long ball touchdown, 45 yards, something like that. Go over top, you know. Do something. Explosive plays that make a difference. Steelers got to do some of that today, man. They got to do some of that. Again, I don't like where should I say, like the injury aspect of it. I just don't like the injury aspect of where the Steelers are today. I thought guys would play. So that's troubling for me because it makes me believe that maybe some of these guys are a lot more hurt than what we thought. But it is what it is. It is what it is. What are we going to do? You know, this is who we got. This is who we got to go with. Let's just go win the game. No reason to sit here and complain about it. You know, Mike Williams, Fryermuth, Calvin Austin, you know, playmakers. Just go make plays. Kind of like the game against the Bengals. You know, while we think Pickens he did have a good game, but he only had 3 catches against the Bengals. And what, Russ threw for 414. I'm not saying he's got to do that. What I'm talking about is spreading the ball around to a bunch of different guys. That's what I need today. Spread it around. Get the ball out of your hand quick. Make some good decisions. Receivers got to help. They got to get open. But let's go fight. Let's go beat them up. It's going to be a physical football game. Number one, I'm excited about the football game. And I think the Steelers really do have a chance to win, regardless of the injuries. I'm not one of those that, well, man, we're down all these guys. There's no way we compete. Yeah, we can actually compete. It doesn't mean it won't be tough. I'm not saying it won't be tough, but I think we can actually compete in this football game. So as a reminder, all you guys, man, 15 minutes after the game is over, we're going to be right here talking about what we saw. So make sure you guys tune back in 15 minutes after the game. You know, grab you something to eat, get you something to drink, tune right back in to Steelers Almighty, man. We're going to break the football game down on what we saw, what we liked, and what we didn't like. But yeah, the division is here. This is our chance. This is our chance to win. And here's the thing. Nobody believes that we can win this game. Like national media, you know, nobody thinks that the Steelers can win except for a select few. And I think those select few probably see what you guys see, what I see, is that the Steelers just know how to play the Ravens. And we've got a sense of confidence where the Ravens, on the other hand, they may know how to play us, but they've got that doubt in there. 8 out of 9 times we've beat you? 8 out of 9 times. And the games are always close. So it's not like, oh, it's just these fluky outcomes or something like that. And the games are all close, you know? So I like the Steelers' chances, man. I like the Steelers' chances. I think we can make it work. I want to see the offensive line. I really want to see because I think our defensive line and our defense, for the most part, is going to show up. Our offensive line is what's going to have to do it today. We got to be able to open some running lanes and run the football. And I know I'm talking about passing to set up the run, which I believe we have to do, but Steelers can't win the game if we run for 45 yards. That's not going to happen. Steelers got to be able to run the football today. And if they can do that, we got a real shot to win. But they got to run the football. Before we sign off, man, what are the score predictions? Where are we at, man? What are we thinking? 2019 Steelers. 20-19, the Pittsburgh Steelers. I said 17-16 Steelers. That's my prediction. 17-16 Pittsburgh. That's where I'm going with it. What do y'all got in the chat? What are we thinking? So, 24-21 Steelers. Tuck misses a game. Yeah. Tuck has been shaky, hadn't he? Tuck's been shaky. 21-10 Steelers. My man, Easy Rollins. Okay. 17-13 Steelers. Alton. Yeah. Somebody, I saw somebody online said he thought it was going to be 36-33. I'm like, 36-33? Heck, you could add almost 3 games up and we wouldn't get to 36-33. There ain't no way. 27-14 Pittsburgh Steelers. Do you think this is the biggest game for Warren over Najee? No, I don't. I don't think it is, but it doesn't mean it can't be. Doesn't mean it can't be. This is one of those games we're going to need both of those guys. We're going to need Najee. We're going to need Jalen. But here's the thing: if I see Cordell Patterson with minus an injury in the fourth quarter out there getting carry, I'm going to be furious. I have no idea what Arthur Smith's thinking is with that. I'm not saying Patterson doesn't have a place, but some of these fourth quarter touches with the games on the line, I'm like, hold on now. He's the third running back. What are we doing? What are we doing? So Mike said 6-3 Steelers. I'll take it. I will take it. I would take 2-0. Whatever. Just win. Just win. I don't care if it's ugly. I don't care if it's the worst football game we've played in the last 5 years. If we win, I'll take it. I will take it. That's it. That's it. Y'all know me. All I care about is winning, man. Don't care who, don't care how. Just go win. Just go win. So, just go win. Steelers-Ravens won't ever be a shootout. No way. Yeah, it's not going to be a shootout. The game's way too hard-nosed, way too physical for that. Way too physical. They want to play a certain style, and that style doesn't allow for that kind of physicality or for that kind of scoring. At least I haven't seen one. You guys haven't seen one in a long time. I haven't either. So, super chat by my man Easy Rollins says, just win, Steelers. Just win. Absolutely. Just win. Just win. Doesn't matter how. Just go do it. Just go do it. That's all we care about. That's all we care about. So, 9-9 tie. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. Don't give me the tie. Don't do that. Ugh. I don't even have a sister, but a tie's like kissing a sister. Yuck. Ugh. Arthur Smith needs to utilize the middle of the field. Yes, he does. But here's the thing that I would say. A lot of people keep blaming Arthur Smith. And I'm not saying he's not to blame some, but when you review the all-22 like I do, there are times guys are running open in the middle of the field. Russ just doesn't go there. You can't blame Arthur Smith for that. I mean, if guys are in the middle of the field and they're running free and Russ doesn't throw them the ball, you can't really blame Arthur Smith for that. It's kind of like the toss play. A lot of people got bent out of shape because they hate the toss play. We got to stop. No toss, no toss. Well, I showed you all 3 or 4 plays in the all-22 breakdown that we do every week. If you haven't seen it, make sure you check it out. The toss plays that were called, they were there. Except one guy missed an assignment. That would be it. So you can't blame Arthur Smith and say, oh, they don't work. I'm like, well, hold on. If this one guy executes and blocks the right guy, it's a great play, not just a good play. Heck, we showed you one. It may have been a touchdown, but Broderick missed his guy. He blocked the wrong guy. So that's the thing. It's not always about, anything like that. It's customary and it's cool to blame Arthur Smith for everything, but it's not always all his fault. So it's not always all his fault. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that it isn't sometimes. I'm just saying sometimes we get so into just, oh, it didn't work. Arthur Smith's terrible. Hey, man, sometimes we got to hold the players accountable. It's just like people want to blame Mike Tomlin for everything that goes on. I'm like, well, when do we hold the players accountable? I mean, was it a good play or did you just not execute? Just like the missed tackles last week. Steelers couldn't get off the field on 3rd down. I mean, guys were there. They just didn't make the tackle. Well, that's not Mike Tomlin's fault. That's not Terrell Austin's fault. Guy, you got to make a play. I can put you in the right position, but I can't make the play for you. So, but that also doesn't mean that some of these things aren't the coach's fault either. So I don't want to take all the blame away from them. But I'm fired up, man. I'm ready. We're going to shut this one down and get y'all ready for this game, man. So I appreciate everybody being here like I always do. Thank you guys. You show up and show out. Remember, 15 minutes after this game, come right back here. We are going to be breaking down this game, what we saw, what we liked, what we didn't like, and hopefully we will be discussing a Pittsburgh Steelers win and a division title. So until then, I will talk to you guys later. Let's go. Let's get it. I'm hyped. Here we go, people. Here we go. Aloha.